Yesterday, I thought I should probably write down the speech because I know two things about talking about the writer's house. The first is that I always cry. And so I'm hoping that in writing it down yesterday, I got all that out. We'll see. Bear with me. But the other is that everything I ever say here is recorded and on the internet in perpetuity. My entire internet presence is basically the Writer's House archives. So I thought I should probably write things down. So I was the program coordinator here for 6 years, which was a time. And it's impossible to talk about all the things about the Writer's House or all the experiences or all the students or all the wonderful things. Oh no, here we go. All right, so I thought it's best just to sort of keep with one theme, and I'm actually maybe going to be the shortest person today, so we'll see. When I think about my time at the Kelly Writer's House, I'm almost always remembering firsts. The first time we planned a marathon book reading, Jack Kerouac's On the Road, which is also the first time that book was ever recorded live, read aloud by a group of people. A live event with Sam Allingham's amazing help and students, some of whom are in this room today. We planned an amazing soundtrack for the event, a first for the Writer's House and a tradition that's continued. It was the first time we baked 20 cherry pies. It was the first time we prepared 150 hot dogs. It was the first time we flipped pancakes for 12 hours. It was not the last time we had an insane reception. In fact, insane receptions sort of became our thing at the Writer's House. And the work-study staff often helped me to research all of the food that appeared in a book or a poem for a special reception. Peruvian food, cheeses only from California, macrobiotic, no problem. The greatest thing about the Kelly Writer's House is that it delights in insane projects. It's things that are too much and challenging and getting over your head. I learned so much from the spirit, and our students did too, I think. We didn't know how to do it? Okay, we'll figure it out. The first time we decided to start a printing press, insane. Insane. The Common Press has its 10th anniversary this year. A broadside project, way too much work. We did it anyway. The summer I spent with students hand printing every illustration for a deeply insane, inventive, terrifying, wonderful monster book, which is on display upstairs. Every part was too much, and every piece we learned as we went. The first time I left Thompson and Sean, two former work-study students, a to-do list item when I left for the day, saying, bake a shitload of cookies. It was for the Writer's House often bakes cookies at 2 times in the year for staff and people who've helped us out throughout the year. I returned in the morning to find my desk, my chair, my bookshelves, the floor, every surface entirely covered in plates of cookies. They had left me a scrawled ransom note type item on my desk, daring me to ever doubt that they could take an instruction too far. Too much crying, too much wine that first graduation year and every year after until I saw students I hired as freshmen pass the 4-year mark, and I didn't know there could be more crying or more pride than too much. Too much, too far, too hard, too insane, too complicated, too confusing, too. And too much love, and too much joy, and too much learning, and too much trying, and too much hugging, and too much support, and too much forevermore.
Erin Gautsche. She just exited.